Well, former Trump campaign spokesperson Katrina Pierson is here to react to all of this. I mean, is this the deal maker in action, Katrina? He didn't exactly give Mitch McConnell a pass today, but they did have a lengthy discussion and a lengthy press conference, as you just saw.
Well, of course they did, Cheryl. And, you know, this is absolutely the Donald Trump that we all know and love, the deal maker, the businessman, the visionary. And that was on full display today. And he's right. This absolutely has to get done. There were expectations by the voters and himself coming into this position that Republicans had a plan because, believe it or not, there is a platform. So why don't we just stick with that to start? And we need to get the job done. And at the end of the day, whatever happens, Cheryl, this is not going to fall on President Trump. This is going to fall on those Republican senators who have been in office for decades, some 3 decades, that can't seem to get the job done. It's going to be unacceptable.
Well, Katrina, you know President Trump very well, and that's why I want to ask you. I mean, you know, he knows that he has and has publicly said, especially on Twitter, that he's felt that the Senate Republicans and Mitch McConnell have failed him. How do you be a deal maker with somebody that you feel has failed you over and over? How do you do that?
Well, I think he's showing it today by continuing to have these talks, continuing to have these discussions. I mean, the president himself has worked with this Congress in very good faith based upon the terms that they all campaigned on. And then there are those like Steve Bannon and the rest of us who've been fighting these same people for the last decade, knowing that they were just going to kick the can down the road and really run out the clock. And that's what's happening here. And so I'm glad to see the president is frustrated with how this has been going, because it doesn't make any sense for things to continue as they were, considering the election as historic as it was.
And Bannon declaring all-out war on the GOP. So, you know, President Trump was speaking at his cabinet meeting today, and he said that Obamacare is dead. I want you to listen to this, Katrina.
Obamacare is finished. It's dead. It's gone. It's no longer, you shouldn't even mention, it's gone. There is no such thing as Obamacare anymore. It is and I said this years ago, it's a concept that couldn't have worked.
Okay, so President saying, quote, healthcare insurance stocks, which have gone through the roof during the Obamacare years, plunged yesterday after I ended their Dems windfall. Now, we fact-checked that claim, and in fact, healthcare company stocks have shot up by triple-digit percentage increases since Obamacare was enacted. Was this a payoff to insurance companies by the last administration, Katrina?
Well, of course it was. Anytime your company is going to thrive with profits, including government subsidies, of course your stocks are going to go up. Those are guarantees when you're backed by the government, and that's exactly what happened. And that's why the president has been adamant since day one, whereas most presidents would have given up by now if the Congress failed multiple times. But this one isn't. This one is committed. He is concerned, and he's going to continue to fight for the people. And as he just mentioned in the opening, an economic package. So he's going far beyond what Congress has ever done before and looking at the future of our country and for our children.